You are the source in your success. Let me remind you, you are the source in your success. What does that mean? A couple of months ago, I made the decision to not return back to college. I was conflicted between a path that spoke to my soul, a path that was calling me for all the right reasons, and then a path that kind of made sense, I guess, to everyone else. Those paths were I was in nursing school, and I made the decision this past January to not return to nursing school. The path that I am on now is pursuing everything that I wanted to do previous to nursing school and more. I'm tapping into my creativity in many, many ways, and if I'm honest, I've never been happier. I got a lot of flack from my parents because they were concerned that I wasn't making the right decision from a financial standpoint. And while that is very true, there was something in me that wasn't able to quite put into words how changing my path to success made sense to me. I wasn't able to quite explain it. It was just a feeling. What I had to sit back and realize was that it's not so much the path that will create the success, it's me. And so, what good would it have been if I were to stay in school and to do something that I knew I didn't want to do, that I wouldn't be happy in pursuing? How successful would I really be if I'm not happy, if I'm not fulfilled? What would my days look like if I were to show up as a nurse? Well, to really not show up, to be there at work, but to not be there mentally, to not be wholeheartedly invested in my patients and in my work. And especially nursing, that is not a field that you can just come to and have your mind elsewhere. These are people's lives that you're taking care of. So I had to make a decision. I had to ask myself, is this something that I really want to do? When I thought about it and I said, okay, to myself, well, what other career could you see yourself doing? There were a whole bunch of other things that I could think about doing that didn't necessarily involve school. I had to take a step back and ask myself, I'm 26 years old and I've been in college since I was 18, bouncing around from different careers that I thought I wanted to pursue for the idea of what success was. Now, part of that I had to ask myself, what does success really look like to me? Over the years, especially within this year, since asking myself that question, it's become clear to me that success does involve money, but my happiness is more so involved in my idea of success, my fulfillment, my emotional freedom, my mental freedom. Freedom. There are there are ways that certain jobs, or there are things about certain jobs that just really didn't sit right with who I was realizing that I really was at my true core. I say all this to say that to me, it was a big decision for me to say, I'm not going back to school because I was so close to the end. And to a lot of people around me, it just didn't make sense. And I was kind of insecure about that decision, about telling people about that decision, because I knew that to them it wouldn't make sense. But it was something that I had to do and I had to stand on it. And I did. And I am so happy that I stood on it. It brought me to tears when I was thinking about this topic last night. And that's why I'm coming to you to talk to you and to tell you and to inspire you to follow your heart and to follow what drives your soul. If you are thinking about the idea of success, I'd say first sit down with yourself and identify what success really looks like for you. What does that mean? For a lot of people, money is the first thing that comes to mind. Yeah, sure. We need money to get by on this in this way of world that we're living in. But what else does it mean to you? What does it really actually look like and mean to you? I'd say first, get honest with what that means. And then the second thing I'd say is once you define that, know and understand that you are the source that can make that happen. You are the source that can make that happen. If you are not, if you do not put in the work for yourself, even on this path, right? I'm going to relay it back to myself as an example. Even on this path that I chose to, tap into my creativity, right? To start my YouTube channel, to start up the business that I want to start up, to be a writer and to write books, right? Even choosing that path to success. There are still certain things that I have to work on and that I have to make sure that are in line with myself, that are in order with myself before I know that I can reach that success. Meaning procrastination, overthinking, lack of confidence. Those are things that aren't going to go away no matter which path I choose. And I had to realize that I needed to work on me, right? And so those things could end up holding me back no matter which path I choose. Therefore, it's not the path that's going to take me to success, it's me. So, no matter what I choose, whether it's to be in school or whether it's to go a less traditional route like I am now, so long as I am working on me, so long as I truly, truly believe in my own success and believe in what I want and what I desire, so long as I am doing the work for me, who's stopping me? No one is stopping me from my idea of success. So, other people's concern for my life trajectory, i.e., my parents or whoever else out there, anybody else's concern for my life's trajectory or success, it doesn't matter. Because what matters most is my idea of me. What matters most is my ability to take myself from point A to B. There's no one set path. If I have a goal in mind, which I do, when you get clear with that goal, when you have that goal in mind, it kind of doesn't matter which way you take to get there. It just matters that it sits right with you. It just matters that it's aligned with what you want. Follow your heart. Because if you could follow your heart, that path is going to be so much more worth it. It's going to make so much more sense. It doesn't mean that any path is going to be harder or easier than the other one. Relaying it back to school, some could say, well, you're choosing to go the entrepreneurial route. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's easier. It's way easier to just go and work for somebody and get the checks and then build it up and go that way. That's a valid path, but it's not for me, right? And what I had to also understand and come to realize was that if I choose to go down a path that is not aligned with what I want, I'm going to be miserable. So it's going to be hard. And when things get hard, I'm going to want to back out of it because it's not what I want. But if it's something that I want, when things get challenging, yes, it may get hard. Yes, it may get difficult, but I will have a reason to go back to, a core reason that is in my heart and in my soul, that I can say, no, I'm going to keep going because this is for me and this is what I want. And I'm happy doing this. I'm happy going down this path, right? So it makes all the difference. But moral of what I'm coming here to say to you today, that I want you to take away from this video, is remember your own power. understand that you are the source in your success. It's not so much the path that you choose and the things along the path, but it's really how much you believe in yourself. And it's really how much you believe in where you could take yourself. So continue to do the work, read the books, sit down, ask yourself those questions, gain clarity. This is not one of those videos where I'm going to tell you how to do all those stuff. I'll make another video for that. But just continue to work on you and just understand that you have the ability to do whatever it is you set your mind to. And don't let anyone else tell you differently. Okay? That's one. And two, follow your heart. Everything will be okay if you're following your heart. Stay true to yourself. Be authentic. Be your authentic self. That's another lesson that I had to learn, was that I felt like going the path of nursing school, I wasn't being authentic to myself. I felt like I was selling myself short. I felt like I was going down a path that was easy or traditional or that somebody else wanted. It wasn't what I wanted. I was good at it. I could be in school. I can make it happen. I can do it. Sure, I can be a nurse. But would I be fulfilled? No. Would I probably hate going to work every day? Yeah. Is $1 worth that for me? No. For some people, it might be. But for me, it's not. But I had to sit down. I had to ask myself that and not consult with anybody else about it but myself. My parents really wanted me to consult with them about my decision, and they felt like I wasn't being sound in my decision. But it's my life. And while I respect their help, and while I respect what they have to say and their ideas and their wisdom, at some point I got to sit down, I got to talk to me, and it's got to be a conversation with me and me, right? It's got to be a look me in the eye type of thing. And so I'm encouraging you to do the same. If there's anything out there that you are split between, you need to take the time and take as long as you need to listen to yourself, to really sit down, meditate, ask yourself some questions, and really be honest with yourself. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please subscribe, like, comment. Let me know what you're going through. Let me know if this video resonated with you. If it did resonate with you, put it in the comments. I would love to interact with you guys. Get these subscribers up. Get